Hello everyone, and welcome back to my run-through Game of Thrones, every single episode for the very first time as we get ready for the launch of Season 8. I am up to Season 3, Episode 10, and the reason why I'm so happy is because there's no way possible that this episode can be more devastating than the Red Wedding, right? I made it past the Red Wedding. I'm not wearing a red shirt because of that. Or am I? That was good timing. And the show, I feel, is about to take a swing in a totally different direction. Because we lost some major characters. When I watched the previously on Game of Thrones that the HBO Go gives you, and it reminded me that Stannis threw those leeches into the fire, and he named 3 names, and one of them was Robb, and now Robb's gone, right? But the other 2 names that he mentioned, that he threw into the fire as he prayed to the Lord of the Light to get rid of his rivals, was Joffrey and then Balon Greyjoy. So that seems pretty significant. I'm going to pay attention to those 2 characters. Well, it feels to me that Tywin was setting Robb Stark up for that betrayal at the wedding at the Twins, and especially because, you know, they said the Lannisters send their regards or whatever it was that they said before they killed Robb. So I think Tywin's responsible. So there's a bunch of things conspiring against Robb. Doesn't matter anymore. Robb's off the board. So why don't we find out how the surviving members of Game of Thrones respond to the murder of Robb Stark and Catelyn Stark by diving into Season 3, Episode 10, titled Mhysa? Is this a Jar Jar Binks episode? Mhysa? Mhysa watch Game of Thrones? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But you've been following along on this journey. I love that you guys are tagging along with me for the analysis and commentary. Go down, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and it will alert you every single time I post a new episode reaction. We're about to wrap up Season 3. We will dive right into Season 4. You will not want to miss it. So without further ado, the final episode of Season 3. Oh, David Nutter back in the chair. Nutter, you monster. Yeesh. Look at this. Good Lord. Stark forces decimated.
Here comes the king of the north!
Time for everyone to learn what he's done.
Killed a few puppies today?
Show him. Come on, show him.
Look at his act. Oh, come on, you feeble
Here's my lord, old finger.
fraud.
Robb Stark is dead. And his bitch mother. Thank him for his service and command him to send Robb Stark's head. I'm going to serve it to Sansa at my wedding feast.
Your Grace,
Jesus.
Lady Sansa is your aunt by marriage.
A joke. Joffrey did not mean it.
Yes, I did.
She is no longer yours to torment.
Everyone is mine to torment. You do well to remember that, you little monster.
Monsters are dangerous, and just now, kings are dying like flies.
I am the king! I will punish you.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king. I'll make sure you understand that when I've won your war for you.
You just sent the most powerful man in Westeros to bed without his supper.
You're a fool if you believe he's the most powerful man in Westeros.
When have you ever done something that wasn't in your interest, but solely for the benefit of the family?
The day that you were born,
He left you alive.
I wanted to carry you into the sea and let the waves wash you away. Instead, I let you live. And I brought you up as my son. Because you're a Lannister.
Ugh. These two, Emmys. left and right. Charles Dance doesn't look like he's acting, but he's everything in this show.
Sansa.
He's the root of the show. He's great. Tywin Lannister's great. And by that I mean awful. But great.
The gods turned the cook into a giant white rat who could only eat his own young.
If the gods turned every killer into a giant white rat...
It wasn't for murder the gods cursed the rat cook, or for serving the king's son in a pie. He killed a guest beneath his roof. That's something the gods can't forgive.
Look at us now, Tully. You're dead. Your daughter's dead. Your grandson's dead. Your son spent his wedding night in a dungeon, and I'm Lord of Riverrun.
The Blackfish escaped.
An old man on the run, with no allies.
The Ironborn turned on Theon, as we knew they would. They handed him over, trussed and hooded. But Ramsay, well, Ramsay has his own way of doing things.
Oh, those weren't lying.
Kill me!
He could have done that a long time ago.
You're no good to me, dead. We need you. You reek. Reek! That's a good name for you. What's your name?
Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, God. This is brutal.
What's your name?
Reek. My name is Reek.
You're John's brother. The one who fell from the window.
No, I'm not.
I've been round Ghost enough to know a direwolf when I see one. And I've heard all about Hodor.
Hodor.
He's adorable.
You saw the White Walkers and the army of the dead.
How do you know that?
The Night's Watch can't stop them. Kings of Westeros and all their armies can't stop them.
Exactly.
Balon Greyjoy, Lord of the Iron Islands and Invader of the North. In the box, you'll find a special gift.
Oh no. Oh no.
Theon's favorite toy.
It's Theon's.
He cried when I took it away from him.
Oh my God. No. Oh my God.
Leave the North now, or more boxes will follow with more Theon. The boy's a fool. He cannot further the Greyjoy line. I will not give up the lands I have seized, the strongholds I have taken. Get this away from me.
I'm going to march on the Dreadfort. I'm going to find my little brother. And I'm going to bring him home.
Okay. A little late, but sure.
What
sure.
is it?
Dragonglass.
What are they for?
Killing White Walkers.
Why do you want me to leave?
Tyrion Lannister is one of the few people alive who can make this country a better place. He has the mind for it, he has the will, he has the right last name, and you
A distraction.
are a complication.
A distraction?
None of the Starks had much to say by the end of that meal. I'll tell you what, though. The hardest thing was getting that wolf's head to stay on the body.
Next time you're going to do something like that, tell me first.
Ygritte, you know I didn't have a choice.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I do know some things.
Do you? Oh. I think that's Kit Harington's best performance so far on the show.
Is this some kind of trick?
Yes, but not on you.
Flea Bottom forever. Jon Snow! back at the wall! Oh, that had to hurt. Those arrows are still sticking out of him.
So, push now. You're home.
Oh, look at this reunion. This is gonna be good. Gonna fall right into each other's arms. Arm and 3/4.
What he saw beyond the wall, it's coming for all of us.
Winter. Winter is coming.
The true war lies to the north, my king.
Oh, wow.
Death marches on the wall. Only you can stop him.
You see, Sir Davos? You've been saved by that fire god you like to mock.
Tarri Gelvazie Enkot Daor. Dervi Jerry Sidibilos Daor. Gemele Meli Sidibilos. Lomiri Ziri. Mesmalgon Bestila.
Mhysa!
Mhysa!
What does it mean? It is old Kiskari, Khaleesi. It means mother.
So much religious symbolism at place in this show. Wow. Wow. That's significant. Oh, wow. God, that's a great shot. Holy cow, that's awesome. That's an awesome shot. Okay, let's break down Season 3, Episode 10. Aptly titled Mhysa, which we learn means mother. And that's let's start with Dany, which is interesting because she's sidelined for the bulk of the episode and especially the episode prior to, which focused primarily on Robb Stark. And it's interesting to me in that Dany has put together a formidable army, a sizable army, and she's doing it in the complete opposite way of the Lannisters, who rule through fear and intimidation. And Dany, the mother of dragons, and Mhysa, we are told, means mother, so she's still maintaining this maternal side, is building her army through loyalty. On the path to the throne, all of a sudden doesn't mean much of anything because the Night Watch sends the message around via Raven to everybody that Sam has seen the threat north of the wall and it's coming and it's happening. Kit Harington, he gives what I think is his best performance of the show so far, where he says to her, look, you knew what I was going to do and I do love you and you love me, but I got to go. I got to be back home. And so Thrones gets Jon Snow after his long journey back to the wall. Jaime returns home to King's Landing and sees Cersei, his sister / lover, for the first time in a long time. I found it funny that they bump into Jaime Lannister, the people in the streets, and call him Country Boy. Move out of the way, Country Boy. They don't even recognize him as a Lannister anymore, and that goes to show how far he has fallen from his position of leadership as a member of the Lannister family. The Boltons also seem to be a major Season 4 tease, right? Like Roose Bolton revealed himself to be a traitor to the Starks, responsible for Robb's death largely, right? I guess because he's negotiating and is now taken over as Warden of the North. And we learn that it's his bastard, Ramsay, who's been torturing Theon Greyjoy this whole time. Ramsay he's like on Joffrey's level, right? Like Ramsay and Joffrey are both just unhinged and unpredictable, and almost relish in the in pain and hatred. Anytime you give me Charles Dance and Peter Dinklage playing off of each other, more of that all the time. But Tywin can't even celebrate. He can't celebrate the victory over Robb Stark, as significant and substantial as it is. He's already scheming ahead. He's already planning ahead to what else we need to do. Put a baby in Sansa, right? Because the Stark boys are all gone, and we need she's the key to the North, and we need to keep staying ahead of all of our enemies. He doesn't realize that she's, well, first off, he doesn't realize that she's not really the last of the Starks remaining, that Bran and Rickon are still there. But what Tyrion doesn't seem to get yet right now, and maybe he will once the Raven arrives, is that the real threat is north of the Wall. Stannis was talking about how, when the Targaryens were ruling, the way that they prevailed was through dragons and magic. It won the kingdoms, united the kingdoms on the backs of dragons and with the use of magic, right? So Dany's good with her dragons, and the threat coming north of the Wall will be here before we know it. Seems like that game is going to get ramped up. So a lot of season 4 teasing. Yara says she's going to go rescue her brother Theon. That's a tough story this entire season. A tough story and a very tough show. So we have concluded season 3. Season 4 is on the horizon, and so too is the threat that is coming from north of the Wall. I cannot wait to see just how dark and demented this show gets. Let's find out together when we go into season 4. So to follow along, turn on your notifications after you hit the subscribe button. It'll tell you every time that we post a brand new video here at CinemaBlend's YouTube page, and I will see you guys shortly for the beginning of season 4 of Game of Thrones.